we've got a complete movie then with titles, credits, effects, transitions. These are all the skills that you're going to need to demonstrate for your project. The final thing we need to do is to get the movie into a final form ready to embed in a web page. So heading over here to our export tab. So we want to export as an MP4 file here. The complete editor is what we want. So we've got a 22-second movie, and we're going to export it at its native size at 720p. And you want to make sure it's set to variable bitrate rather than constant bitrate. This means when you've got the movie doing some complex transitions between frames, so when there's lots of action going on, the video file will contain more data to capture that detail. When the movie is kind of pretty static, there's not much going on, it'll put less data into the file for that kind of bit of the movie. So it changes the amount of data that's being saved per frame based on what's going on. A constant bitrate, what you'd find if you use that is when there's a lot of action going on, you start to get lots of compression artifacts where there's kind of square patches showing up. So make sure it's on variable bitrate, and then you should be good to go. So if I hit export here, it's going to ask me where to export the file. I'll stick it on the desktop. Pokemon Gone. And then it's a case of sitting back and letting it chug through. So this is giving us an MP4 file. You'll know from previous projects that to embed, we need to have multiple file formats. So you can use a little bit of software to re-encode this into a .ogg file or a .webm file. One of those two in conjunction with the MP4 should be enough to cover all browsers on all platforms. Okay, so I'm just double clicking our final movie on the desktop, and we'll see how it looks when it's playing in our video player here at full size. So this is 720p video, which on most modern computers is not going to be full screen, but it's big enough. The file size of this, if I get the info panel open here, so 22 megabytes for a 22-second clip, which is pretty small. That's going to load pretty quickly in a web page. Whereas if we were doing this at 1080p, that's probably going to be double the size. It'll take twice as long to download. So 720p is a good compromise, big enough with a small enough file size. So here we go. I'll hit play. Alright, so it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible either. It'll do.